What is up, guys? Delboy here. So David Price defeats Tom Little by a 4th round TKO. Now, we all expected David Price to win this fight. He won the fight, but the way it ended was very unsatisfactory, to say the least. We'll get into that in a bit. Tom Little comes out and it's clear that he is trying to extend David Price into the later rounds. He's being quite defensive. He's looking to counter as David Price is coming in. You know, Tom Little is just, he's trying to bide his time and jump on David Price when the opportunity is right, And in the first 3 rounds, you have to really score them to David Price. He was the guy forcing the action. He was the guy who was controlling the tempo. Tom Little landed a couple of good shots here and there. I think a couple of left hooks, for example. But apart from that, Little didn't really have too much success in the first 3 rounds. David Price was just really picking up the points. He wasn't really working too hard. He wasn't looking that great, but I felt he won the rounds. Round 4 is when the stoppage happened. Tom Little actually comes out of his shell a bit in this round. Maybe that was the plan, to get through the first sort of 3 rounds and then jump on him. But in round 4, Little was noticeably more aggressive, but he walked onto a nice uppercut from David Price, and that then set up a lovely left hook. Tom Little's legs did wobble. He was hurt, there's no doubt about it, and he did retreat. But, when David Price tried to finish him, Tom Little, he was conscious. He was protecting himself. He was actually blocking quite a lot of what David Price was throwing at him. And then the referee jumps in and stops it. I think it was a terrible, terrible stoppage. And the commentary team made a point that the referee was quite young and he was quite inexperienced. That's all well and good, but, it kind of leads me to question what the selection process is for these referees, We are talking about a big pay-per-view card at the O2 in front of, 20,000 people? And I know he was only refereeing an 8-rounder, but still, that's quite a big occasion for such an inexperienced referee. How did he get selected? And yeah, but the stoppage was terrible. Tom Little was more aggressive in round 4, so maybe he was going to try and make a fight of it. And don't get me wrong, I think David Price would have won. I picked him to win. I don't think it's really changed the outcome of the result. But the fact of the matter is, that's my opinion. It doesn't really matter. We didn't see this fight naturally conclude. It was an early stoppage. Who knows what could have happened? So yeah, I feel a bit bad for Tom Little. A win for Tom Little in a fight against David Price would have been really, really big for his career. So yeah, I do feel bad for him. But David Price gets the win by a controversial stoppage. Now, David Price will go onwards and upwards now. He can progress with his career. I wasn't really impressed with David Price. The same flaws are there. The same vulnerabilities are there. And yeah, overall, I wasn't really impressed with David Price. Where does he go from here? I mean, listen, I've got to be honest. I think the Kuzmin fight left a bad taste in my mouth. The guy's had so many chances and he pulls out of that fight. And, he just kind of demands high-profile fights and it gets a bit wearing at times. And honestly, I do feel that guys like Dave Allen and David Price take up far too many pay-per-view slots. There are plenty of other fighters out there who would kill for the opportunities these guys get, and they never make the most of them, to be quite honest. So yeah, I kind of find it hard to stay interested in guys like David Price and Dave Allen. These guys, they should be on regular Sky, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, why not just have Dave Allen and David Price square off? Just make that fight. Loser leaves town, loser doesn't fight on Sky again, and the winner can then go on to somewhat of a big fight against maybe Lucas Brown. Why not do that? Not meaning to be a downer, but yeah, David Price, Dave Allen, people like that, it gets a bit wearing, I'm sick of hearing the narrative from Sky about how Dave Allen is a character and, if he took boxing seriously, he could be a really, really good fighter. And the line they spin with David Price is, well, yes, he's vulnerable, he's got a bad chin, but if he lands, he can knock out anybody. Well, he's not knocked out anybody above top 50 level, so can he knock out world-class fighters? Anyway, I'm rambling. I'm not even watching this damn Murray fight. So yeah, enough of this rubbish. Share your thoughts below. Peace.